Our top story tonight: for the 8th Saturday in a row, protesters have filled the streets of Seoul to demand President Park Geun-hye resign over the power abuse scandal involving her close confidant Choi Soon-sil. But there was a twist today, as protesters also gathered outside the Constitutional Court of Korea instead of just Gwanghwamun to make their voices heard. Our Shin Se-min starts us off.
They've been holding up their candles by the hundreds of thousands for 8 straight weekends in Seoul's central Gwanghwamun Square. This Saturday, though, the focus shifted.
Protesters demanding President Park step down are widening their scope of demonstrations by the week. And this weekend, they're right in front of the Constitutional Court, demanding the justices promptly uphold the National Assembly's impeachment motion against President Park.
Most protesters are adamant that Park resign immediately and face criminal prosecution for her role in the massive influence peddling scandal.
It's important the Constitutional Court hears the voice of the people before they reach their ruling on whether or not to impeach the president, and there's not much time. The court has 180 days or less to make its decision.
Perhaps conscious of the public's expectations, some of the justices assigned to the impeachment case spent their Saturday inside the court, reviewing and preparing for pre-trial processes. Outside, the protesters also marched to the presidential office, as well as the official residence of the acting president, Prime Minister Park Geun-hye. Many accuse him and other cabinet members of being part of the scandal.
The public anger toward President Park also applies to the current cabinet members, as we believe that they too should be held responsible for this mess.
Another twist at this weekend's rally was that there were dual opposing protests taking place simultaneously. While candle-holding anti-Park protesters demanded the president resign immediately, another group, mainly supporters of President Park, were on the streets, waving the Korean flag and calling for her to be reinstated. Organizers say at least 600,000 protesters in various parts of the city were calling for the president to resign. The organizers of the pro-Park rally claim 500,000 people took part in theirs, but the estimates are hard to verify. Although the size of the anti-Park rally might have waned somewhat, at least compared to weeks gone by, the demand is still the same: for President Park to resign right away. Failing that, the protesters have vowed to continue urging the Constitutional Court to swiftly reach their impeachment verdict so the nation can close this chapter and start moving forward. Shin Se-min, Arirang News.